Guild Wars 2 has been a very important game for the MMORPG genre. We've been having it for over 10 years and it's been very successful. But now with the leak of Guild Wars 3 and all of the evidence that comes with it, it is everything but confirmed that Guild Wars 3 is coming, whether to replace Guild Wars 2 or to play with it. The cat is out of the bag, and Guild Wars 2 players are scared of Guild Wars 3 coming and replacing their favorite video game. The fact that ArenaNet is making the content schedule way less and they're focusing more and more in the Ordnance project doesn't help believe that Guild Wars 2 is getting replaced. And yes, this is very exciting! Guild Wars 3 coming out, bringing a lot of life into the franchise, a lot of new players. This could be great, but what about us? We're playing Guild Wars 2, not Guild Wars 3 right now. And we don't know what's gonna come out. Is it gonna be next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? We have no idea. And the biggest problems for an MMO is that whenever you think that it's gonna be replaced, you don't want to play the main MMO you were playing before. How is ArenaNet gonna make money if no one is playing Guild Wars 2? Because they know it'll be replaced with Guild Wars 3. In this video, we're gonna go through the perfect way to fix this problem for the new players that come to Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 3, and for veteran players as well. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live. And let's get into it. What ArenaNet needs to do is very simple. They need to give us a good reason to keep playing Guild Wars 2, even if we're getting less content, and also be excited for the future for Guild Wars 3. Now, this could be fixed in one simple way that we're gonna come out and say right now. It's just making Guild Wars 3 just an update of Guild Wars 2. A huge update, a graphical update with a lot of content. Now, this is nice and all, but for a lot of new players, this could be kind of bad. Because then, oh wow, you have to go through 10 years of complete insane progression to get back to where we are at, the veterans. This will be very hard to sell for a new audience, making the entirety of Guild Wars 3 probably flop. So even though I personally would love that as a veteran, it would be the best option for me, I think we have to recognize that it could be very bad for everyone else. So we'll put a pin on that solution and we're gonna go through the next one. The one that I personally think is good for everyone. So, step one, I think Arena needs to announce Guild Wars 3. Guild Wars 2 right now, it's in a very not good spot. People are very not excited about it. Nobody's excited for the next expansion because they have been very low amounts of content with low amounts of quality as well. Yes, we're getting quality of life. Yes, we're getting a little bit, but the bare minimum every time. I always use this comparison, but it's almost ArenaNet keeps announcing things and giving them, yes, they give us those things that they announce, but the bare minimum, just enough to be able to say, hey, we did do that, guys. Even if it's complete dog, even if it doesn't work at all, like alliances, for example, they did deliver them, so it's okay, right? Well, I don't think people are actually buying that anymore. I don't think people actually are okay with this, and I think they're very disappointed at the game, making it very much something that makes them feel bad about playing the game or giving money to the company. So this needs to be fixed, and the only way of doing that is by giving players hope. Getting something to actually strive forward to. Even if it's 5 years from line, they need to announce what Guild Wars 3 is. If it's not an MMO, if it's an ARPG, or if it is indeed Guild Wars 2 just 0.5, you know, a remake, kind of like Overwatch 2, well, tell us. Tell us so we have something to look forward to. Tell us so we can actually want to invest into whatever you're doing. Because right now, after the leak, it's just looking bleak with no information. You already have all the negatives from people knowing that you're doing something bad, something that isn't Guild Wars 2, then get yourself the positives of actually getting us the hope. The only way we can bring the Guild Wars franchise back is in this way. Step 2, we bring back Halls of Monuments. Now, what is Halls of Monuments? Halls of Monuments is a Guild Wars 1 feature where you would do a lot of achievements in Guild Wars 1, and this would give you special weapons that you could only get by doing this. Like, look at this weapon. Look at this. This is what you can get from playing Guild Wars 1. It is actually such a cool weapon, and you can get many of them by playing Guild Wars 1, getting a lot of achievements, and of course, put a link in your account to Guild Wars 2. ArenaNet knew that the Guild Wars 1 players would stop playing. It didn't have anything to do until Guild Wars 2 came out. So they did this this system to make it so they could, you know, keep playing the game, don't feel like they're wasting their time, and also, boom, wait for Guild Wars 2 to actually come out. And that's exactly what I want ArenaNet to do for Guild Wars 3. Now, how should this work? At the very minimum, in my opinion, we should have a title for every legendary weapon. If you get it in Guild Wars 2, you get the title in Guild Wars 3. A title for every legendary hard mode, the challenge modes in Guild Wars 2. A title for getting 50k achievement points. It's a game that is insanely hard, and already you get a lot of rewards from doing the achievement points, and it's a very, very fun thing to do. So if you get, you know, 50k or 60k, I don't know the actual number, boom, you get a title. I think that would be absolutely great, and, you know, would be, I don't know, I think it would be very, very cool for us to actually keep playing Guild Wars 2 the entire time until Guild Wars 3. Now, this might be a bit controversial, but I think we should get every legendary skin, not the actual equipment, but the skin, at least after Janther Wild's expansion onwards, as skins in Guild Wars 3. Every expansion now, we're getting new skins. For example, this time we got the legendary Club Jern skin. It's actually pretty cool. And when you have it stowed, you can see that, well, actually, I guess it doesn't show it like right here. There's a very cool weapon. He has a little cool trail. And we're going to be getting multiple legendaries every time. In Secrecy Obscure, we got this beautiful legendary obsidian armor that glows like that. And it looks pretty cool. It's actually very, very nice, I think. And back in End of Dragons, we got one specific weapon for every one of the dragons we have for doing specific quest lines. All of these ones are very hard to get, they're expensive to make, and they also require your time to actually play the game and do map completion in the entirety of Guild Wars 2. So doing this, I think, would incentivize everyone to keep playing Guild Wars 2 the entire time. At the very minimum, I think they should make it so every legendary from the next expansions get transferred into Guild Wars 3 as skins, so people can play Guild Wars 2 and be preparing for Guild Wars 3. This would help for new players to get in, be like, oh, Guild Wars 3, that sounds great. I'm gonna start playing Guild Wars 2 because, well, might as well prepare for it. And also, I love Guild Wars 2 because Guild Wars 2 is a great game and it's very fun, even with the content that it has right now. Let's just farm a little bit, take it casual, and eventually we'll be ready with all the legendaries. Or at least the ones that I actually like myself. I would absolutely love if we actually apply this to every legendary in the entire game, because every one of them are absolutely beautiful and have a special effect and most of them have a special quest line to actually be done. And I know it will be a lot of grinding, but I think it's an MMO. I think it's okay for people to actually have something to look forward to strive for, to do in the meantime while you're waiting for the next thing. And Guild Wars 2's map is absolutely unhingedly big. And every one of these maps is filled of live things to do, more bosses to kill, meta events to do, chains, map completion, all of it. So by doing this, you would incentivize everyone to do all of this content until Guild Wars 3 comes out. It would revitalize the game in such an insane way that I see nothing but positives for it. I mean, guys, this expansion, we already got ourselves a special place where we can go to preview the legendaries we can get from the legendary starter kit. This is, I don't know about you guys, but this sounds to me like they're preparing for us to get a special place for us to see all the legendaries we're missing, previewing them, and getting them ready for the next game. And honestly, I think ArenaNet are correct here. I do think there should be a little bit of a caveat though. I don't think just because getting them in Guild Wars 2, you should instantly get them in Guild Wars 3. I don't want to be a level 1 player with all of the legendaries glowing around me. I think that would be a bit weird. I think instead, you should be unlocking them only when you're max level, and you should have to do a mini quest, a mini legendary quest at the end of Guild Wars 3, at the end of the campaign, or the end of anything that actually takes you a little bit of time and a little bit of effort for you to get before you can actually, you know, get it, and before you can actually use it. Otherwise, I think Guild Wars 3 players that just come out will feel a bit, man, these people have been playing the game for so long and now they can actually just instantly get all these very cool skins. I think it'll be a bit weird. I think a middle ground would be perfect that way, and I personally, as a veteran, would not care, and I don't think anyone should. It's a new game. You should have put a little bit of effort for you to get what you want in the game. With this plan, ArenaNet can take as much time as they need to make Guild Wars 3 perfect, and we can keep playing Guild Wars 2 as well without feeling like we're wasting our time, while also being insanely invested into the future of the franchise. As well as everyone that is a new player wanting to invest as well in order to get juiced for Guild Wars 3. I think this is the perfect way of doing it. And I want you to tell me if you think I'm wrong or how would you do it instead. Is there anything you would change? I personally think this is perfect, well, at least for me. So I really hope that next expansion is mainly focused on that. So we can get a bit more excitement and everything is like, yes, we're doing the Halls of Monuments 2.0. Here it is. This is what you have to do to prepare for Guild Wars 3. And then, boom, they do an announcement, a huge announcement of Guild Wars 3. Then 2026, early access for Guild Wars 3. 2027, a second early access or release, and then 2028 for sure release or something like that. And let's say that it actually takes longer, that's fine too, because we will be having a lot of content for Guild Wars 2, a lot of things to grind, a lot of things to actually invest ourselves in. I really hope that is the way they go for it. And if not, then please, ArenaNet, announce whatever whatever this unannounced project is, because, well, otherwise people are freaking out. Okay, just tell us what it is. Tell us what, if it's not an MMO, please tell us what it is so we can move on and stop, like, and I have to stop making videos about this. I don't think that's what it is, guys. I would actually, I would bet $100 that this is indeed Guild Wars 3, but you know, what can I say? If it's not ArenaNet, please communicate now before everyone keeps freaking the fuck out, okay? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Go to my Ko-Fi to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live. See you guys around. Love you all. Bye. Bye.